It is this anti-masker Christian movie is even worse than you think. There's a movie made for that. If this movie ever comes out, maybe I should react to it. And let's see how worse the movie is then.
Folks, on cards. Check it out. I finally pulled it. I pulled a numbered gold card. We did it. So that's not what this channel is about. So I've talked about a lot of movies on this channel. And for the most part, even the worst movies I've watched have still been like a little bit enjoyable at least. Because I have a theory, and I've said this tons of times on my podcast. Every movie is good. Okay, that is my theory. Because at the end of the day, like no matter how bad a movie is, I still had a nice time watching a movie. I'm not going to be like, well, the cinematography, I don't know. It's a movie.
You can throw the movie too.
I'm not so sure I feel that way anymore because I recently watched a movie called 2025, The World Enslaved by a Virus. And I can confidently say that this is a bad movie. So I found out about this movie through a TikTok that we'll touch on a little later. But how about we read the synopsis for the film? 2025, the world as we have known in 2020 does not exist anymore. The virus changed the world. And communism is all over the place. Global world language developed, meetings are illegal, traveling is illegal, and Christianity is illegal. A group of Christians is trying to fight back. I also really love the sentence, communism is all over the place. Like they're talking about dust in a basement. When's the last time you cleaned in here? Communism all over the place. It's fucking caked in communism. Damn, bitch, you live like this? This 2025 movie came out this month on Amazon Prime. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, so this is a legitimate movie, right? If it's able to be on like one of the main streaming services, right? And then I did a little bit of research and I found out that pretty much anybody can just upload a movie to Amazon for free. So never mind. And after a little bit more research, I found out that the director and star of this movie is just a YouTuber. He's a Christian YouTuber. Well, I mean, according to him, he's a #1 best-selling director. But I don't really know where he got that title from because he only has one IMDb credit and it's this movie. So maybe he's like the #1 best-selling director of this movie, which I mean, I guess he's right. But I would just love to talk about this movie today because it is genuinely the worst movie I have ever seen. Of course, a YouTuber makes it. And that's saying a lot. Okay, that's coming from a guy who really didn't mind the first Suicide Squad. So without further ado, let's talk about 2025, The World Enslaved by a Virus. The movie starts with an epic car chase with the main character, Roy. He's driving away from the police who are trying to shoot him and kill him. But when they finally catch up to him, for some reason, they decide to just arrest him instead. And we got this great scene right here where he slides across the hood of a car to just get arrested on the other side. And dude, that is so funny. Sliding across the hood of a car to just get arrested. That's like doing a double backflip into a pool of your dad's piss. Like the first part was cool, but second part was kind of lame. Why does your dad even have that? How old is that pool? How long has he been filling up that pool? You know what I mean? Now he's getting interrogated by this policeman because Roy's got a Bible. Okay, and that shit's illegal. It's not allowed.
They are from a time when life was different. The time when we could meet our friends, go to restaurants, celebrate whatever and whenever we wanted to.
And they did this out on.
They also never say outright that it's COVID-19 in this movie, but it's heavily implied.
Of course, it's going to get demonetized.
And it stopped like large social gatherings from happening.
The state leaders came up with new regulations to repress the people and secure their power. The state leaders started to take away our rights and our freedom. Their excuse was virus, something they sold us as a super deadly killer virus. Something they sold us as a super deadly killer virus.
What the deaths?
5.5 million people died so far, but you're upset that you can't go to a restaurant? Doesn't seem very godly, Roy. What would Jesus do? I don't know, but I can tell you he wouldn't make this fucking movie. And I'm just giving you guys the main points he makes in this scene. Like this whole part is like 5 minutes of uninterrupted fucking exposition and him just complaining that you can't go to restaurants anymore because of COVID.
If everyone would start thinking like that, we could really achieve something big.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna start a sin tally for this guy. As the movie goes on, on, we'll tally up all the sins that this guy commits, and we'll see how many he's got by the end of the movie. So far, we've got resisting arrest. I don't know. To a Christian, I feel like that could be a sin. You know, it is a crime. And also, he just, like, undermined millions of deaths. So that's 2 so far. Not looking good. So now we flash back to 3 months ago. Roy is hanging out with his sister, Hannah. Then their other friend barges in with some bad news about Jack.
Arrested.
Why is it so poggy?
And killed.
But wait, who's Jack?
He was a friend, a brother.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Hannah. So this friend, and I'm sorry, I don't remember his name or no, I don't think they ever fucking say it in this movie. And even if they did, I just wasn't paying attention because this movie is so boring. So we'll just call him Friendo. Friendo Baggins. How about that? Friendo Baggins, he comes over and he's like, you guys gotta stop being Christian. Okay, everyone's dying. You know, they're getting murdered for being Christian, and you guys are my best friends. I don't want you guys to die. So please stop being Christian. But they say no. So he quits their little like Christian rebellion group.
Sorry, but I'm out. I gotta quit.
And that really upsets them.
Stop.
Because like the synopsis says, being Christian is illegal. So being Christian is a crime.
What?
And like crime is sinful. Therefore, the act of being a Christian is a sin. So let's add one.
That's kind of stupid.
So Roy and Hannah decide that they need to go out and find more Christians because there's just no Christians left in the world.
We're the only Christians left in the world.
Because if you guys didn't know, one of the most common symptoms of COVID is a loss of taste.
The what again?
It's a loss of faith. So that's what they do. They go out to find more Christians. And they do this by just randomly spray painting a bunch of fish symbols just around their city. If you didn't know, Christians used this symbol to like secretly show other people that they
I didn't know that.
God. You know, back when Christians faced persecution in the Roman Empire, but there were like less people back then, right? You're not even put like a phone number or a website or fucking QR code.
Like,
what's that gonna do? Someone's gonna walk by and see a fish and be like, oh, a fish. All right. And you know what? I'm going to have to add another sin. Graffiti? Really? I don't think Jesus would have liked that. Also, while we're on the topic of sinning, I feel like I need to talk about the TikTok that I mentioned earlier in the video. Let's just watch it.
This is Joshua. I believe it's 29 as of right now, wishing his girlfriend a happy 18th birthday. And it just keeps getting worse because in the caption he says, "You have been my best friend for 4 years." When did you start dating her? When she was 14? This was posted in November of 2020, so he was maybe 27 at the time. And then a month later, he proposes to his child bride.
Child bride, jeez. This guy out of the world.
Yeah, and I looked at some of his YouTube videos where I stumbled upon a music video of his called As a Couple We Worship, and literally all the recent comments are just calling him a perv and a groomer and stuff. Like, it's pretty gnarly. And what's worse than that, okay, well, it's not worse than like being a groomer, but the song fucking sucks, okay? The song is so bad.
Oh boy. No, stop it.
And I tried to do some more research to find this guy's actual age, but crazy, his Instagram is now private. You know, some people say 29, some other people are saying 24, but like, it doesn't matter really. If either of those are true, like, it doesn't matter. Because, hey man, starting an Instagram caption about your girlfriend with finally 18 and then proposing a month after? Okay, give it up for the bride and groomer. Also, it's very interesting that he would make an entire movie about going against the rules and laws that the government put in place that stop him from doing the things that he wants to do, right? So let's go ahead and add 100 sins to the tally for that one. And hey, now we don't have to feel bad about making fun of this fucking terrible movie. So let's keep going. There's a long montage of them spray painting fish all over the place until they are rudely interrupted by a cop shooting Hannah in the arm.
What?
I don't know how the cop found them. I guess his Christian sense is tingling. But luckily, a random guy comes up behind the cop and knocks him out. I also want to add that Roy just straight up ditched Hannah as she got shot. He got fucking shot and he just like booked it. He ran away. So yeah, we'll add a sin in there as well. That was one of the 10 commandments. Thou shalt not bail on your sis when she gets shot.
What's your name?
Hannah.
Where were you born, Hannah? Where were you born?
I have to panicking.
Where were you born? Where were you born, dude? Where were you born? It's your sign.
Seriously, asking questions.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, Curtis. What would you like?
Sorry, not you, man.
Oh, my sincerest apologies.
It's okay.
Hey, that guy's wife is too young.
I know. Seriously, though, why was he being so aggressive about where she was born? That doesn't fucking matter. She just got shot. Bring her to a hospital, man.
Ouch, I've been shot. Don't worry, I'll help you. Oh my god, thank you. Where were you born? What? Where were you born? Just
Why
tell
does
me.
it matter?
Tell me where you're born. I need to know.
It doesn't matter.
Where did
I'm
your
gonna
life start?
fucking
Where were you
die.
born? I need to know.
Okay, I was
where?
born in
Where
New
were you born?
Jersey.
New Jersey. Where are you going? You said you were born in New Jersey. Yeah, my dad was born in New Jersey. Okay.
You're not my dad!
Like the vine. Yeah, like the vine. Anyways, good luck with your bullet wounds, man. What do you mean wounds? I only have one.
Back to the movie. They all get back to their secret Christian base where Hannah's bullet wound is already magically healed. Shout out Jesus for that one, I guess. And this is where we meet this guy. I don't know his name because I don't think they ever fucking say it in this movie. So we'll just call him Guy. Guy found them because he saw all the fish symbols everywhere, so I guess their plan fucking worked somehow. So they got one more Christian added to their team. And let's see what their big plan is.
Now our plan is we just spray fish. Maybe find a better plan, but that's our plan for now.
Let's go spray some more fish.
That's amazing.
Let's do it.
Nice, man. Just spray fish and hope for
They
the
have the
best.
cross
Because
there.
it worked so well last time. And you'd think the scene ends right here, right? Seems like a perfectly normal time to end a scene. No.
That's amazing.
Let's do it.
Thanks.
I'm looking for some new sprays because I think we forgot them where we were. But I'm gonna take a look at that.
Alright, cool.
Why leave that in? Even fucking Guy was like, well, there's no way this is going to be left in the movie because this was nothing at all. So I'm going to look right down the fucking barrel of this lens. And dude, there are so many scenes like this in the movie. Like literally 80% of this movie are the characters just sitting around talking. Like just chatting about God like they're at Bible camp or something. And honestly, man, it's sentences like...
I'm looking for some new sprays because I think we forgot them.
that make me think that they just fucking made up the plot as they went along. I mean, which is probably what they did when they wrote the Bible, but still, okay, it's lazy. It's just straight up lazy, okay? And that's not a very good example that you're setting for your wife. She's young and impressionable. But anyways, Hannah and Guy keep chatting, and this is where we really learn a lot about these characters with some hard-hitting dialogue.
Do you live around here, or where do you live?
I live actually like 20 minutes. I don't even know where this place is.
Jesus Christ. So now we meet this other character named Layla, who's actually played by Roy's real-life wife, I think. We meet this character at her house where she pours way too much milk into her cereal bowl and opens a letter from her mom that says, "Please don't risk your life for people you don't know. You mean too much to me." Her mom wrote that letter because Layla actually works for the anti-Christian government. I'm not quite sure what she does there. I'm going to be honest, this entire part of the whole plot is very confusing because the only thing that happens in her day of work is some guy will walk up and go, here are the cases for today.
Those are the latest cases.
Okay, I will bring it to the Master Sergeant.
Cool, sounds good.
And I assume they're like COVID cases, I guess. But when she opens up the folder, it literally just looks like a bunch of first names typed out into Microsoft Word. So I guess in this world,
you don't have to
the way
put that
they
in there.
post COVID cases, they just post a huge list of just first names. And if your name is on there, you go, oh, well, I guess that's for me. Same as if you walk by a spray painted fish on the wall, you're like, oh, I guess that's for me. Honestly, on second thought, if that's how they displayed COVID cases, I feel like we'd be better off. Because like numbers, wait, what are those? Do you imagine seeing your own name on there? That'd be crazy, right? Because people usually don't care until it like happens to them, you know? But anyways, Layla actually steals the list of cases and just leaves the folder empty. And then this happens.
Those the latest cases?
Yes, everything in there.
Excellent. I'll give them to Sergeant Lucinda, my daughter. She'll take care of it.
But okay, let's just recap what just happened.
I don't know what has happened.
Some guy left the latest COVID cases in a folder on her desk for her to relay to the masses. I think that's what she said. And it was on her desk for about 34 seconds. I counted. Then some other guy comes up and is like, oh, at least today's cases? Let me bring them my daughter, Lucinda. I'm sure you've had time to copy all these all these hundreds of thousands of first names and relay them to the masses, right? Like, what kind of fucking office are you running here? This seems so unorganized. And this is also the perfect time to talk about the editing in this movie because, oh my God, the editing in this movie. Let's watch this scene right after he took the fucking empty envelope off the desk. And that's another thing. Wouldn't he feel that he was just holding an empty manila folder? Sorry, I'm nitpicking. I'm going to show you this scene unedited. This is how they chose to leave it in the movie.
Okay. They're so bad.
So he was there. He was there. The screen went black for no reason, and then he was gone.
Wow.
The fuck happened? Did he get fucking kidnapped by a ninja and no one cared? I just don't know how movies like this like just get made and are allowed to be made. Sorry. Got kidnapped by a ninja. He was really nice though. He had like a appropriately aged wife who was great. Okay, so now we cut to a cool scene of Roy, Hannah, and Guy. Now they're out just spraying more fish again. Second time's a charm. That's the thing about spraying fish.
Making it stinky.
All right, what did Corona do to Jesus?
Well, actually said
Nothing.
nothing. Oh boy.
Dude, man, I didn't even think about this, but youth pastors, they must be having a fucking field day with all this COVID shit. Oh my God. You know, guys, you really can't socially distance yourself from our Lord and Savior. And listen, at the end of the day, I don't need the vaccine, right? I have all the antibodies I need. The antibody of Christ. I flipped my chair around for that bit so I could lean on it like a cool guy, but you can't even notice in the frame, which is cool. That's embarrassing. Okay, so now we know that it is COVID that they're referencing in this movie. So at the very least, that terrible joke actually gave us some exposition that was needed. We then cut to a super cool scene of this hacker who's trying to track down the Christians, and they're doing some epic Bible research. And I gotta say, as bad as this movie is, this is the first time I've seen anything like this. A fucking Bible research montage with house music playing in the background? Let's fucking go, dude. That's hilarious. I honestly wish I thought of that first. Okay, now we cut to the gang sleeping at their secret base when we hear a knock at the door.
So poking them.
Are you a traitor? Did you sell us out?
Yeah, that's what I say to Jenna whenever someone knocks on our door too.
Are you a traitor?
But Guy isn't a traitor. He wouldn't do that, okay? Traitor, I hardly know her. The person at the
Just
door
open the
was
door.
the hacker.
I am what you might call a hacker.
Hacker, I hardly know her. I can't stop. And she wants to help them out with their cause.
I want to help.
And this next scene is fucking hilarious. It's yet another scene where the characters just sit in a circle and fumble through a conversation about Jesus. But there are some great lines of dialogue in this part, and I would like to show you one that has been burned in my brain ever since I heard it.
Well, then we gotta find these Christians.
So I can do that. I can get all the phone numbers of the Christians if I hack the police.
I can get all the phone numbers of the Christians if I hack the police.
I can get all the phone numbers of the Christians if I hack the police.
That might be the funniest line of dialogue that I've ever heard in my life. Like, I'm just picturing there's like a huge safe at a police station that's just full of Christian phone numbers. Why would you ever need those? The gang is not laughing like I am. They're actually pretty excited about this whole idea.
That's a game changer.
And honestly, dude, conspiring with a hacker, planning on stealing information from the police, let's add a couple sins for that. I'm sorry. And another thing about the editing in this movie, the music is so fucking loud all the time.
Can the police find those individuals that would understand the Christians? So if I do right...
Saying, I guess their theory is like, it doesn't matter how bad the dialogue is if you can't hear the dialogue over the loud inspirational music. And it works, man. It honestly fucking works, okay? I'm feeling inspired. I'm feeling very inspired to fucking engage in violent devil worship. This movie is driving me to Satanism. You guys are having the opposite effect. Good job. We now cut back to Layla, who sneaks into a control room at the government headquarters and snoops around the computer where she finds a Word document about a Christian conspiracy. And I pause it on this frame so we could read it really quick. Christian conspiracy. Is this what government documents look like? I don't think the U.S. government budget had fucking Word on it. Christian conspiracy. Where? Not enough information yet. All we know is that they are starting to gather in groups in the city. Unknown leader. Why? To overthrow the peaceful society that we have. How? We have no idea how they are doing this, but they somehow, who? See attached. Like, it's literally like someone's being quizzed on it. There's also another document that they show on screen for a second that I want to look at as well. It's very blurry, but you can make out the title. It just says possible Christian names.
Ah,
Just like
possible.
the COVID cases, it's just a list of first names, it looks like. For all we know, this list could belong to like a pregnant woman who's just going through possible Christian names for her baby. We don't know. But Layla with her big brain just deletes all the possible Christian names. Take that, pregnant government employee. Now we cut to another fucking montage. This one features Roy traveling across the world to give speeches to huge crowds of people in order to convert them to Christianity.
But the freedom that was taken from us.
And the amount of people they got for these scenes is honestly pretty impressive. I don't know how they did it, but like, there's gotta be like 4 people in that crowd at least. And I know this movie doesn't have a big budget, but I don't know, you could have used the money that you spent on your engagement ring for your 18-year-old wife on some extras. Just a thought. And this next part is really confusing because it cuts immediately from that montage to, believe it or not, another montage of Roy walking with Layla, who was at one of the speeches, I guess. Because I guess Layla is like a secret Christian and wants to help them from like from inside the government. So Roy and Layla are walking around, laughing and flirting. He shoves her. And while this is happening, we see shots of the earth turning red, slowly turning red. I'm guessing it's like a wave of Christianity. So Christianity is now spreading through the Earth's population, much like a highly contagious virus. That's actually one of the main symptoms in the new variant. It's Christianity. You actually become a Christian. But I guess instead of COVID-19, it's COVID-18. Finally. I also am going to add a sin for pushing a woman. And dude, this next scene is fucking
Probably just
weird as
pattern.
shit as well. So Roy's other random friend stops by and he says that his entire family was arrested for being Christian and they're about to be executed. And then Roy says this.
And we need to fight on, and we need to actually be happy for the people that are now gonna go to heaven. They made it.
If I told my good friend that my family was just kidnapped and were about to be killed and I couldn't do anything about it, and he was like, you should be happy for them. They're going to heaven. Dude, I would toss them into a pool of my dad's piss. Like, fuck you, man. And dude, that's not even the worst of it.
We actually got some new stuff here. I think you got the Bible DVDs and the Bible study DVDs.
DVD, really?
We got some worship night DVDs.
Like such a dick. Yeah, sorry your whole family's about to die, but got this new heat, bro. It's straight out the stew. It's actually fire. Fucking brand new Bible shit. Cheap bumps. This screenshot is honestly like a genuinely amazing unintentional critique of Christianity. Somebody fucking crying and like sad, their life is falling apart. They just need someone to help them and uplift them and make them feel better. And then there's this super religious guy beside them being like, yo, here's a DVD, dude. Follow whatever they say on there and you'll get to heaven and see your family again. That'll be $10, by the way. And I'm not saying all churches and pastors are money hungry, but I'm sure there's a few.
He made that airplane so cheap for me.
This guy.
Okay, now we cut to the government building where the sergeant is giving a Neil Breen-esque monologue.
Unite thoughts, unite currency, language, and values.
And we get another montage. This one features the government breaking up all the Christian groups who are out in the fields singing their Christian songs. And honestly, dude, if cops did this more often, I feel like less people would hate them. I'll go on record and say it should be illegal to play an acoustic guitar around a campfire, okay? I fucking hate that shit. And if you're singing too, you deserve a life sentence, okay? No, longer than a life sentence. A life paragraph. How about that? All right, break it up. This song fucking sucks. We're almost at the end of the movie. Trust me. So back at the government headquarters, we get another weird, pointless Neil Breen-esque monologue from the sergeant.
These are antiques. These are the things that are made of history.
Is he drunk? Why is he talking like that?
These are what holds people's dreams. These represent the Christian.
Well, just giving us thoughts.
Go talk to the Minister of Propaganda.
Okay, hold on.
Go talk to the Minister of Propaganda.
One more time.
Minister of Propaganda.
Propaganda. I would hate to see what impropaganda looks like. You know what I mean? Come on. Okay, next there's a quick scene where they convert the hacker to Christianity. They fucking hack into her brain with Jesus. And then there's a really funny scene where they just acquired 100,000 new Christians in Asia.
We've reached the 100,000 people goal in Asia.
So they plan to get a bunch of DVDs to them.
Those are the ones that we should bring to Asia.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm sure those 30
again.
DVDs will be enough for the billions of people who live in Asia. Good job, guys. So in this next scene, Friendo Baggins from earlier, he shows up and says the same thing from earlier in the movie. He's like, you guys gotta stop being Christian. Please stop being Christian. You guys are gonna get hurt. But they tell him, they're not gonna stop, so he leaves all pissed off.
Don't say I didn't warn you guys.
Then they do some Twitch stream to spread the word of God, and while this happens, the government is absolutely freaking out because they can't find any of the Christians. They just can't track them down. Even though there was literally just an entire montage of the government tracking down the Christians and breaking up their fucking acoustic guitar party. So I don't really know why they're freaking out, but this is when the big twist happened. Friendo Baggins from earlier, who warned them to stop what they're doing, he sells them out to the government.
How far from here? At 25 kilometers? I can show you.
So they head out to catch the Christians. They break into their secret base, but Roy is able to escape before they get there. There's an epic chase scene. He steals a car, so let's add a sin to the tally. And now we're right back at the beginning of the movie now. Crazy, it came full circle. So they bring Roy out into the woods, they kill him, and then the movie ends. Seriously, that is how the movie ends. But then in the credits, they give a special shout out to their best buddy, Jesus Christ, which is nice because I know Jesus worked really hard on this movie. I think he was actually in charge of like holding the boom mic the whole time because, you know, he has experience with holding his hands up for a while. Man, I don't even know where to begin with my like final thoughts. And I'm not usually one to like shit on independent films because, you know, making a movie isn't easy, even with a huge budget, right? If you have a small budget, it's even harder to make a good film. I don't know, man. If you're gonna make a fucking anti-mask sci-fi Christian movie because you're pissed that you can't go to restaurants anymore, I don't know, dude. You're kind of asking to get made fun of. And when the director and star of the movie starts an Instagram caption about his girlfriend with finally 18, I don't feel bad at all. Fuck your movie, dude. It sucks. Got another 1,000 sins. Based on the fact that this movie changed my mind about my all movies are good theory, and the fact that it's like making me strongly consider devil worship, I give 2025, The World Enslaved by a Virus, 1 out of 18 year-old wives. I'll see you in hell.
That's obviously not a good movie. I think I want to watch this movie anymore. If I have people react to it, maybe I should react. All right, episode there. I'll see you next episode. Bye.